I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. One hand, one paw. There we go, there we go. And today we're going to talk about some practical and foolproof ways to make your bunny happy. I love you. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so you never miss any of our weekly videos. My first tip for you is to find your rabbit's favorite treat. Most rabbits will really love treats, they'll really love food, but there'll be one or maybe two that they like more than anything else. So try different types of treats to see which one your rabbits like. So the best types of treats to try for your rabbit would be fresh or dried fruits and vegetables. Trying things like banana, carrot, strawberry, raspberry, bell pepper. Those kinds of things are great to be treats for rabbits. I don't really recommend going for like pet store, I don't really recommend going for pet store treats because oftentimes they have pieces that are not great for rabbits. But if you want to go for them, I can recommend the hay-based treats. So baked hay treats. I know Oxbow, the Oxbow brand, has some of these that most rabbits do actually like. My buns like the bell pepper flavor of their Simple Rewards treats. So those are a type of treat that I can actually recommend that are relatively healthy for rabbits. Those are the kind of treats that we have for the rabbits at the animal shelter that I volunteer at, because they're not going to go bad very quickly, so it's easy to give your rabbit like a half of one of these treats to, help them, give them a little bit of enrichment, help them be a little bit happy without giving them too many treats. You can also make sure to give your rabbit a lot of space. See, rabbits are very active animals, and they have like instincts to run around and zoom, and the more space they have, like, just the better. If you can give your rabbit your whole house, they will love you for it. But even if you can't, like these guys, they live in my room, they can't have the whole house. There's a lot of trouble that they'd be able to get into, and I would be afraid that they would get themselves into dangerous situations. So they just have the room, but giving them as much space as you can, like don't leave them in a little cage, even if you need to keep them in an enclosure because maybe they're a little troublemaker, try to make their enclosure as big as you can. I always recommend using a rabbit pen, an X pen, instead of using a typical rabbit cage. Usually cages that are marketed for rabbits are actually much too small for them, so I definitely recommend going for a pen instead. But basically it's this thing that's behind me, and you can enclose them in that. It gives them a lot more space, which can then make them a lot happier because they have space to be a normal bunny. Another thing you can do is make sure you give your rabbits a wide variety of toys. So every rabbit has their preferences on what toys they like best. So by giving them a lot of different kinds of toys, you can help make sure that your rabbit has the ones that they like best. If they feel like playing with a chew toy right now, they can play with a chew toy. If they feel like playing with cardboard later, they can play with cardboard. If they feel like hopping up onto a cat tower, later, they can do that too. There's nothing wrong with it. I love you. You can give them as many different toys as you can to make them curious in their environment and can help with mental enrichment. You can have foraging toys so that they can sniff around and find treats and food. And all of this really helps to make your rabbit curious and happy and just be mentally healthy, and also it can help with exercise too and help them be physically healthy. The next thing that you want to do is make sure to respect your rabbit's boundaries. So a lot of people, when they get rabbits, they really want to hold and cuddle with the rabbit, and then they get upset when the rabbit hops away and doesn't seem to like them very much. So it's important to recognize that a lot of times rabbits are afraid of being handled too much because it makes them feel trapped. So making sure that you respect your rabbit's boundaries. If they go away, you let them go away. You respect that they're saying no right now. So they'll actually be more willing to come up to you, one, but also they'll be happier because they have a little bit more agency in their own life. They'll learn to trust that they're not going to be put into scary situations. So this is something that can really help to improve your rabbit's overall happiness because they'll feel safe in their home. Most rabbits actually really love to be pet, so you can give them a wonderful massage on their head and down their back. It's something that can help them really calm down. You might even see them purring, which a rabbit purr is when they chatter their teeth together. You might hear it, you might just feel a vibration in their head, but that's a sound that they make when they're actually very, very happy and content. Relaxed happy. The best place to start if you don't really know how to pet a rabbit is on the top of their head and behind their ears. Those tend to be sweet spots. You do want to avoid under their chin. I know a lot of other animals like cats and dogs really like being scratched under their chin, but rabbits do not. So that's not a place that you want to go to. They often do like strokes down their back, and they like it when you rub their ears. Those are all places where rabbits enjoy a nice massage. If you have a young rabbit right now, like they're maybe a year old or less, maybe even up to 2 years, a lot of times they're not going to settle down to be pet, and that's okay. As rabbits age, they do tend to calm down a little bit, and they'll be more likely to enjoy a massage, enjoy you petting them. So don't worry if your rabbit's still young and they don't seem to like being pet. It will probably happen as they age. You'll get a calmer rabbit. The next thing you can do to help your rabbit be super happy is to find ways to allow them to use their innate behaviors. So rabbits like to dig into things and chew on things, and a lot of times that can be really destructive when they're house pets. So people will try to find ways to get them to just stop digging or just stop chewing. And the reality is that's not actually all that healthy for rabbits, because that's just part of their behavior. That's just part of them being a rabbit. But obviously we also don't want them to destroy our homes, chew on our furniture, and chew on the baseboards. So instead what you want to do is, give them things that they can chew on. Give them cardboard to chew on or dig into. Give them a special area rug that they're allowed to dig into. Give them as many chew toys as they want, so that hopefully they'll chew on those instead of your baseboards. In addition to giving them ways to use their behavior, you can then block off the areas to keep them from being destructive in ways that we don't want them to be. But allowing your rabbit to use their natural innate behaviors allows them to behave like a rabbit and helps them to just be happier in the long run, because they get to be themselves. You're a lot happier when you give yourself permission to be yourself, so give your rabbit permission to be a rabbit. Kind of along those same lines, you also want to give your rabbit a way to be curious. So rabbits are naturally very curious, but a lot of times when it's just the same old every day, they start to get a little less curious in their environment. So what you can do to change things up a little bit would be occasionally rearrange the furniture or something like that. You can every once in a while bring like a new item in, a new box, make them a new little cardboard castle or something like that. This can get your rabbit re-interested in their environment and make them super excited while they check out this new object and their new toy. Just think about occasionally what can you do to change things up a little bit and help your rabbit become a little bit more excited about their home. And another thing that I found that tends to make rabbits really happy is training them. So rabbits are actually very intelligent animals. A lot like dogs, you can train them to do a number of things, including hopping over hurdles. You can teach them to do cute tricks, like giving you kisses and giving you a high five, like you saw at the beginning of this video. Rabbits are actually very smart, and they actually have a lot of fun training, because they get to use their mind to figure out how to earn a yummy treat, or in some cases to be pet. And it's one of those things where the mental enrichment is actually really great for rabbits. It keeps them mentally healthy overall, which of course ends up keeping them happier. Since you don't want to train them too much, it can be one of those like 5-10 minutes a day where your rabbit just gets super excited. They get so happy about training. That's one thing that I've realized is rabbits really like training, especially because, they get treats, they get to figure it out and use their brain. And it's that little part of their day that they can look forward to. If you're interested in the behaviors you might see where your rabbit is showing you that they're happy, then you can check out my happy rabbit video. And those are the signs so that you'll know what to look for, so that you know your rabbit's happy. Because some of them are obvious, but some of them are not so much. And your rabbit might be telling you that they're happy even though maybe you don't know it yet. So check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that we will see you next week.